Today, we're going to peek behind the curtain of the digital world. We're talking about something that powers so much of what we use every day, from tiny websites to massive AI. We're talking about Python, and we're going to break it down so it all makes sense, even if you've never touched a line of code in your life.
I mean, really think about it. How does Netflix just know what show you want to watch next? How does Spotify build a playlist that feels like it was read straight from your mind? It seriously feels like magic, doesn't it? But it's not.
A lot of the time, the answer is just code. And a huge chunk of that code is written in a programming language called Python. It's kind of like the secret ingredient behind so many of the apps and websites we can't live without.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Why Python? I mean, with all the programming languages out there, what makes this one so incredibly popular? Why is it being used by brand new coders and also by giants like Google and NASA?
Well, it really boils down to two huge things. First, it's just easy to read. The way it's written almost looks like plain English, which makes it absolutely perfect for beginners. And second, it is unbelievably versatile. I mean, look at this list. It's the engine behind web development, automation, and even the heavy-hitting fields like data science and artificial intelligence.
So where do we even begin if we want to write some Python? Well, like with any language, you have to start with the absolute basics. The nouns and the grammar. In programming, these are the fundamental pieces you use to build, well, everything else. The very first and maybe most important concept to get is the variable. Honestly, the best way to picture it is as a simple storage box. That's it. You just give the box a name, a label, and then you put something inside it to use later. And here's what that actually looks like. When we type x equals 10, all we're doing is telling the computer, hey, make me a box, stick an x on it, and put the number 10 inside. It's exactly the same for the others. We're making a box called name to hold the text John, and another one called is_active to hold the idea of true. Now, what's really key here is that the stuff we put in these boxes comes in different flavors, or types. Python is smart enough to know the difference between an int, which is just a whole number, a string, which is text, and a bool, which is just a simple true or false. Okay, so we've got our data tucked away in these little boxes. Now what? Well, now we need to actually do stuff with it. We need our code to make decisions and have some logic. This is what's called controlling the flow, and it's where our code really starts to come alive. Think about it like coming to a fork in the road. You have to make a choice. In Python, we do that with something called an if statement. We just ask a question, like, is this person's age 18 or more? If the answer is yes, our program goes down one path. But if the answer is no, the else part tells it to go down the other path. It's how a program can react to different situations. But what if you need to do something over and over again? I mean, imagine you had to print the word hello 5 times. You could just write the same line of code 5 times, but that's no fun. There's a much smarter way, a loop. The for loop is your best friend for anything repetitive. You can literally just tell it how many times to repeat something. As you can see here, it sets up a counter, runs your code, then bumps the counter up by 1, runs the code again, and just keeps going until it's done. It's so efficient. All right, let's keep building on this. As your code gets bigger, you'll start to notice that you're doing the same sequence of steps over and over in different places. To keep things from getting messy and hard to read, we can package those steps into reusable little recipes called functions. And the recipe analogy is just perfect. Think about it. You write the instructions for a task just one time, give it a name like greet, and from then on, whenever you need to do that specific task, you just call the recipe by its name. You don't have to write out all the steps every single time. It's a huge time saver. So right here, def greet name is us creating our recipe. We're telling it that it needs one ingredient, a name. Inside, the recipe is super simple. It just puts together the phrase hello and whatever name we give it. So when we call greet Alice, we're using our recipe with the ingredient Alice, and out comes the result. Hello, Alice. Simple, clean, and we can use it 1,000 times.
You know, those building blocks we just covered, variables, control flow, functions, they are the foundation for absolutely everything. But once you have them down, you can start to see the bigger picture and build some truly complex and fascinating things.
For instance, you often need to store a whole group of items, not just one at a time. A list is perfect for that. It's just like a shopping list of fruits. But what if you need to store info that's connected? For that, a dictionary is your tool. Think of it exactly like a contact card in your phone. You have a key, like name, that's paired with a value, Alice. Another key, age, is paired with 30. And from there, it just gets more and more powerful.
You have classes, which let you create your own custom blueprints for things. Imagine designing a dog blueprint that says every dog you create has to have a name and an age. And then there are modules. These are basically pre-written packages of code that other people have made, which you can just plug into your program to give it instant superpowers. And just how do you get these superpowers? It is almost ridiculously easy. Python has this tool called pip, and with one single line in your terminal, like pip install requests, bam, you've just given your little script the ability to talk to websites all across the internet. It's that easy and that powerful. So that's it. We've gone over the basic grammar of Python, the nouns, the verbs, and the structure. You now have the fundamental tools to start building. So the only real question left is, what are you going to write? What problem will you solve, or what cool thing will you create?